Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well there. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great, and appreciate you stopping by. So, get some news on Friday, some positive news for your Miami Dolphins as second-round pick, big guard, big Jonah Savaiinaea signs his rookie deal. A little bit of drama that was surrounding not only him, but a bunch of second-round picks all around the league as agents are trying to get that fourth year guaranteed. And for Jonah, he got all of his money guaranteed in his fourth year. That was a huge, huge deal. As it is reported in the Miami Herald, the Dolphins agreed to a fully guaranteed deal for second-round pick Jonah Savaiinaea, ensuring that all their draft picks will be present when the team takes the field for his first practice on Wednesday. God, can you feel it, dude? Can you feel it? Football is right around the corner, and we can finally get into this thing. It has been a doom and gloom, dreadful offseason. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's feeling like it's like, hey, it's still football, okay? And you got to get your mind right. You got to get set for things like this, that we are going to be in a position where it's still the greatest thing on every Sunday and whatever day the games end up being, because it's like an event. You look forward to it all week, and we're going to start getting into joint practices. And we got some there is a lot of new young blood, as much as it's, a feeling of angst, because there's a lot of pressure on this year. Make no mistake about it. But getting Savaiinaea in there, look, dude, I don't mean to put any pressure on you, Jonah, and I don't even know if you're going to see this, okay? But if you do, we need you, big fella, okay? We need this guy to be good. This offensive line has caused so much angst for the fan base and has been the butt of the jokes because you've had the front office scoffing at people and their concern over it. And you would just like, for like maybe a 2-year period, hell, I'll take one, if you could just not go into it being concerned. And as great as Teron Armstead was, and as great as a teammate is, and as much of a warrior as it seemed like he was, with all the injuries that he battled through, and he looks like he's going to have a flourishing media career, him not being on the team, I do feel like lifts some sense of stress, because you can never really feel comfortable with his greatness, because it always just felt like, hey, at any moment, this could end. For whatever reason, it just felt like it was inevitable. And now you're going in this direction with a line that has some unproven guys, has some proven guys, and has some guys you're hopeful that are going to be good and coming off of injury. But if they could just have a year of cohesion together, that would be absolutely huge. I don't want to, put negative light on this, but everybody knows that there is somebody who's still on the team that I'm no fan of, and I don't think a lot of Dolphin fans are. And I would really like it if the Dolphins could get through the year without him playing many snaps. I think that would be beneficial to them, addition by subtraction. But you can't act like there's not some air of mystery as well. Now, your second round pick, you're built on this with a couple of second round picks, because your second round pick from Patrick Paul, who's not going into this thing raw. He did get some experience last year, some good, some not so good. That's those rookie lumps, and getting that out of the way. You're hopeful you're going into this thing, though, with that guy being just a towering monster, that you'll be all right, and that he's going to be able to handle this league, and he's going to be able to be in a spot where this can be productive, and really from a time where this Dolphins offense can get a little bit more versatile. And this is not going to be one of those things where they are compensating for the O-line, which was one of the things that I just found mind-numbing about last year. It's almost like they had Tua in a hostage situation. You remember when he was asked about it, and he's just like, it doesn't matter who I have in front of me. I get rid of the ball fast. And, from my standpoint, it's like, it's good that he's got that confidence. I don't know if that was a ringing endorsement of the O-line. It didn't sound like it was. But you would like him in a position where he can lean on all these guys. And look, his leadership's going to be in a huge, huge place too. Him, Aaron Brewer, Austin Jackson, who was at one point the highly regarded pick, who's gone through his own bumps and bruises. Man, they're going to need to lean on those guys in the leadership. Like, that stuff is now, like, Austin Jackson, Tua, they're now the vets. That same draft class, they got to get these guys up to speed as much as possible, especially Savaiinaea and especially Patrick Paul. James Daniels, for me, like, the only thing with him that you're worried about is the fact that it's like, hey, is he going to be ready? That for me is like, if we get word that he's good to go at the first day of camp, man. Now, I don't know what's realistic. I don't know what's expected, because I know the point is going to be like, hey, if he's not ready, they're going to be sitting here and they're going to be like, oh, no, it's coming. And okay, I guess once we get to the joint practices, you maybe get an extra, but like, you'd like this offensive line to have a camp together. You would. And that's why it felt critical that the Savaiinaea draft signing happened. If you would have gone into this thing with not only one, but two question marks, oh my goodness, it just feels like you'd be on the hamster wheel of doom, that you were going to be back at this thing in the same friggin' way. So I'm hopeful that this is great. This is great news for this Miami Dolphins team. I'm hopeful that this gets them in a place that they feel confident that they got the time and really the physicality. Like, that's the other element of this, is you add, a very highly regarded veteran guard. You add a guard that you traded up to go get, who's a moose. And now we're talking about these guys firing off the ball, giving themselves an opportunity to control the line of scrimmage, which has just been so frustrating for Dolphin fans to see. That short yardage situations, disastrous. Even setting themselves up for better down and distance, really, really hard to watch. And so now you're in a position where, like, all right, bring everybody together, and maybe we see the next evolution of Devon Achane. Maybe we see Jalen Wright be more productive. Maybe we see Ollie Gordon burst on the scene. Very fascinated about that backup running back spot. Like, I feel like Jalen Wright's obviously got the leg up because he's got a year of experience. But a lot of people fired up for the size of what Ollie Gordon's bringing to the backfield. Madison's kind of like a long veteran. I don't know if I got like the biggest juice of excitement for him. But, anybody who can start bringing some more physicality to this team, I think is going to be a plus. I don't expect them to go completely away and change all of their identity of who they are, but they have to show a capability of it. Like, you can't be inept, and you can't be in this position where you're getting bullied every single game. And look, there's really nothing I think the Dolphin fan can watch this offseason and feel like it's capable of changing. I think it really does have to come to the games, and we know what a test it's going to be early on. Like you talking about a Colts team that you lost to because you didn't have your quarterback, and just turnovers and disaster, and that was a really, really rough watch. Then you got your division games early on, and that's going to set the tone for the season. So this is going to be early on, dude. And like, all three of the other teams are not exactly leaning into their speed. Like, you think about a Mike Vrabel team, a Buffalo Bills team, and the Jets, who have a running quarterback. I don't necessarily know that this is going to be one. Now, I still feel like they're going to be better than the Jets. But like, even if you look at the odds the other day, we were going over this on the radio show about the AFC East odds. Nobody is more favored to win their division than the Buffalo Bills. They really think that the rest of the division is full of chumps. And the Dolphins aren't even the second favorite. The Patriots are, which I'm like, geez. Like, I get it. I think the Dolphins, their value's never been lower as a team of belief. But to be behind the Patriots is that was a tough look. So on the bright side, if you think this is the time the Dolphins snap their skid of not being able to win the division, you can get them at good value, plus 750, and do with that what you will. Or you could look at that and be like, man, is the belief this bleak in this team? But I do think the one mystery of it is, like, I can't chalk it up as a definitely they're going to suck. I just don't know. Because if these guards are healthy and able to get up to speed quickly, and Patrick Paul is the real deal, then okay. But you just don't know. We haven't seen it. So I can't just chalk it up and say, definitely, all these elements are fixed. But on the bright side of it, if I thought Eichenberg was going to start and Teron Armstead was going to be back, well, it's like, yeah, I'm going to appreciate the 13 games that Teron Armstead's there. I'm going to be dreading that the 4 games that he misses are going to be at the most critical part of the season. And then there's going to be a game where he tries to give it a go and his knee doesn't work. So having that element of it, I do think lifts an element of stress away from the Dolphins, a factor that doesn't have them as stressed out. That's good. And I think that that's going to have a lot of fans just hopeful that, all right, these guys can get it together. I just don't know, like, what the fair gauge of how many weeks until you're like, all right, these guys get it together. I don't know what the answer to that is. It is good that they're going to have a lot of joint practices, so I think that these young guys are going to get some physicality and some real reps that aren't necessarily just going to be against preseason guys. I think that's good that they're going to have that many opportunities to really go and compete. So Savaiinaea getting signed, monstrous. Please go be a monster. The Dolphins need it. Best of luck in the career to Big Jonah. Let's get this puppy underway, dude.